Good day, dear colleagues. It's a pleasure to see all of you here and our distinguished speakers. Our session is called 1.5 billion buyers, Chinese-style marketplaces, how to sell made in Bashkortostan product. Actually, we deceived you a little bit. It's a bit less buyers because children under 3, they are not considered, but their mothers probably buying twice as much, so probably which makes 1.5 billion. Everyone knows what the marketplace is. And we have our own ones, Yandex Market, Ozone. That's a place where consumers and sellers meet in online mode. About other countries, well, I can tell about China. I'm not sure about other countries. Correct me if I'm wrong, dear colleagues. In China, about 70 or 80% of goods Chinese people buy through marketplaces, by simple clicking a button on a cell phone, or you're either getting it instantly or tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and there are some other interesting specifics. I have my cell phone, I make pictures, I live and work in Beijing, and I take pictures of some interesting, attractive things, cultural differences between Beijing and Ufa. So one of the cultural differences I can mention is when you walk down the street past the business center, and next to business center on a pavement, on a sidewalk, as a long stripe, you can see various goods which people bought through marketplaces. There may be iPhones, some expensive, luxurious things. It is just lying on a pavement. When I come home where I live, it's a complex about 40 floors high, and the whole way is just, there are piles of boxes of deliveries of various sizes lying in the lobby. But nobody steals anything at all whatsoever. Why? It's a separate subject for an individual session. Number two, as we understand, almost everything is bought. Chinese buy a lot in marketplaces. They have it delivered to their doors. There are cyclists and bicyclists on motorcycles. They might be annoying, they wear their uniforms, yellow color, to make them stand out in the traffic. And there is room for development for us and for China. I'm sure there is a certain niche. I already asked people in China, why is it happening? They say that's probably coronavirus pandemic probably made a huge push. We had very serious restrictions. People were staying home. They couldn't go out offline to a store, and they were buying a lot of things through marketplaces. There are no restrictions now, but still, it's very convenient. We will hold on, we will continue, we will carry on buying through marketplaces. So today I would like to discuss this topic, very interesting one, both in terms of business and consumer attitude. All of us are consumers. All of us are buyers. How this could be used to our advantage, how private entrepreneurs could enter some new markets, Chinese and Bashkir and Russian. I'm sure this would be very useful. In the beginning, I would like to give the floor to the representatives of Bashkortostan, who also have experience working in this sphere. I hope they are keeping up with the Chinese pace. We will listen to our citizens, we will listen to our Chinese colleagues, and then we'll compare. I would like to give the floor to our legendary Bashkir organization, Center for the Support of Expert, Autonomous Non-Commercial Organization. Let's give the floor to Vladimir Kananikhin. Yes, may I have the clicker, please? Vladimir Kananikhin, representing Export Support Center. Greetings. Our company actively helps entrepreneurs starting from 2017. I'd like to remind you that we are a company with our help, the process of entering the export market will be as efficient as possible, and you will achieve the result. We provide a complex of measures for the businesses of Bashkortostan. One of the areas is helping to enter marketplaces. As we said, it's a digital trade platform where businesses can sell their products to companies or individuals. We have some technical issue. Please come up to help, to assist. Well, probably I will carry on and okay, I will tell verbally. My Expert is a portal of Russian Expert Center group. You can go online, you can answer, you can go through a quick questionnaire, and the system will automatically select a marketplace that suits you personally. Once you understand this, once you pass this procedure, please come up to us at the Expert Center. We will help you. There are B2B and B2C format marketplaces. The largest in the world is Alibaba. Indeed, there is a huge amount of people signed in there, and there is a huge amount of transactions, more than 1.5 active billion users. It's available in 200 countries, including China. Our Expert Support Center is ready to provide support in two ways. We can help you in classic and halal Muslim platform. There is a service which is very popular in Ozone and Wildberries. On average, we can place around 15 or 20 pages. We arrange online streams where you can present your products live and answer all the questions of potential consumers, and the transaction happens very quickly. Also, we have a highly demanded service called a datasheet of an exporter or a passport. All of us know in order to sell it efficiently, you need it to present, to package it efficiently. In the era of digital technologies, packaging is quality pictures in a marketplace is your package. We provide high-quality content in English. We make professional photos with white background, which help entrepreneurs to sell their goods efficiently. Except for that, we have a project, Best Exporter of the Year. It is held in Russia. Every year, we choose the best exporter and give an award, those who are most efficient in the marketplaces. Also, one of our measures of support is assisting. We co-finance certification services. Up to 80% of the cost of the contract we compensate. I will explain. You go to Alibaba Marketplace, you want to sell your products, which is mandatory certified, you can apply to us. We do expertise, we translate, we check your counterparty, and we make a conclusion whether it's worth or not worth. And the certification expenses which a seller may have, 80% we compensate. Also, there is an acute question regarding logistics of businessmen. We On our part, we co-finance up to 80% of transportation services from Russian point. So if some of you would like to trade, we will help. We compensate transportation services within Russia. I would like to say that all of our services are provided on a free of charge basis to SMEs registered in the territory of Bashkortostan. Please apply to us, come up to us, and 1.5 consumers, you will have access to 1.5 consumers in the world. How much are your services? It's it's free of charge. I have already said that. I mean it. Let's stress this point. It's free of charge. How many clients do you have? More than 400. That's a very serious number. Dear colleagues, businessmen, there are still free of charge services left in this world. Please apply. This Center for Excellent Support will always help you. I have a question. You said that you do checking of a counterparty. Can you please tell us in more detail? Because it's a vital aspect. Yes, we do legal review of the contract. We have legal advisors on the payroll. We will also invite contractors. We have a well-established algorithm. We either do this in-house or we outsource it to high professional contractors. You mean you're checking Chinese counterparties, right? Turkish, you mean foreign, you're checking. Yes, that's right. Okay, I will be the first in line to apply for your services. And looks like the presentation is working. I would like to show you our QR code. Please scan it. It will take you to a Telegram channel. Please sign up for our Telegram channel, and you will receive accurate and valid information, current information about our services. And welcome to use our services. Thank you so much. I would like to introduce.
I'm proud that I am here with such brilliant speakers. I hope to learn a lot from them. I am glad to introduce our dear colleague, Lebedev Alexander. He represents Big Asia TV channel and the website bigasia.ru. And we also have here today Mr. Pen Sushin, Shanghai Sunrise Import and Export Trade, member of the Shanghai Sunrise Import and Export Trade, and Board of Directors. We call him Mark. I also have a Chinese name, and he has another name too. Mark speaks Russian better than 70% of those who are here. I promise you, we will check it right now. Mark finished St. Petersburg State University, and he finished it with distinction. Also, I would like to introduce head of the trade representative of the Institute of China in the Russian Federation, Mr. Zhang Inke. I hope we will listen to your speech concerning your province, and I would like to present my colleague, head of Vostok, Emil Saidgarev. He participates in cooperation with China and Russia. He has a huge scope of work concerning the cooperation of our businesses, and I hope we will succeed. Dear colleagues, I would like to give the floor to Mark so that he could tell us his opinion about how do Chinese people buy and where does this market goes and what can we learn from it. Thank you very much. First of all, I have just arrived and I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers for inviting me here. And actually, now, today, we're speaking about Chinese-style marketplaces. I think I can start from a short speech concerning the marketplaces in Chinese and what are the popular ones. So Alibaba is the name of group of companies. They have two marketplaces in China, one Taobao and the second Tmall. I can say that these two marketplaces are the most famous since 2000, and Chinese buyers started using online marketplaces. They probably started with those two. There is also one more company, JD.com. It is a really important marketplace, and there is one more, Pinduoduo. They specialize in online markets of some provinces, so it's not Beijing or other big cities. Despite those mentioned, there are untraditional and unusual marketplaces. For example, TikTok or Kwai. These are the services of short videos, but surprisingly, they try to make money there too, and they have some live videos, and they give crazy results, crazy sales. It is probably, speaking of those two marketplaces. Speaking of us, we, the Chinese-Russian company, we work in China and in Russia. In Russia, we are in the city of St. Petersburg, where I live, and in China, we are in the province Shanxi, the city of Xi'an. The company was founded in 2019, and we are implementing the project National Shops of Russian Products on JD.com. And today I would like to stress that this shop, online shop, has more than 2.5 million subscribers and more than 60 million buyers from China. And this is the huge, one of the biggest marketplace on the territory of China. And I would like to say that if we count those other marketplaces, they are still not that successful as our company. E-commerce is very developed, and China is among others in this sphere. The speed of delivery is super huge, super fast, and I'm sure that Fleur knows that within 48 hours you receive your package, and it is guaranteed. We have to deliver the goods within 48 hours, and this is the most important thing. The delivery takes us not more than 48 hours. If it is more, then we pay penalties. This is speaking of marketplaces work concerning delivery of goods to the consumer. And my colleague spoke about online marketplaces, that online marketplaces are about the impression of the consumer. So it is very important to make a good card of this product. If the person likes, the product, the picture they see, they would buy it. And I would like to stress that packaging is half or 70% of success on the territory of China. What's next? Each good should have something special. When we speak about Bashkortostan, we mean made in Russia. You know that products made in Russia are highly popular in China, and Chinese people welcome everything that comes from Russia, and goods too. So I'm sure you've heard that some foodstuffs from Russia are very popular in China. That's true. And we, as a company who exports and helps Russian businesses to enter the Chinese market, we feel it too. We understand it. I would like to share a secret with you. What goods are the most popular in China right now? As I have already said, as we are the most popular marketplace concerning Russian products, we know what is the most popular. It is honey, natural honey, milk, dry milk, cookies, waffles, chocolates, sweets. These products are bestsellers, and the demand is huge. Of course, where we have the demand, we have the competition. There are a lot of producers who already work in China, who export in China, and they have their place in this field. So Fleur visited our center, and what distincts us from others? Despite we rule this marketplace, we also have
железная основа, да, то есть у
we
нас
also have fundamentals, and we have storages, we have packaging.
Мы только, к сожалению или к счастью, не занимаемся
We do not deliver the goods to the consumer, but we do everything else from
производителя
the beginning to the end.
нашего склада в виде уже
From the producing to the prepared packaging. I'm sure Fleur saw it, and he will assure you that that's true. And on behalf of the company, I have already told that we are ready to make a different page for made in Bashkortostan products. We are ready to make this page and to contribute to the cooperation between Chinese provinces and the Republic of Bashkortostan. Thank you very much. That's why, to be honest, I've been living in Russia for 15 years, and that's my first visit to this great republic. And I would like to say welcome to China, welcome to online marketplaces. Chinese consumers are ready to buy new categories of products, and I'm sure the manufacturers from the Republic can contact with China, can cooperate, and we are happy to help. So my colleague that presented his speech before, they from the Center of Export and Import Support, they are also ready to help. And we also cooperate with export and import support centers. Please contact us. We will help. We will tell everything that we know. Thank you.
So, This is the second round of applause already. I have a question to Mark, a very brief one. What is the money-wise trade amount through your marketplace in China, approximately? Well, speaking about our online store, last year we had 100 million yuan, which is about 1.2 billion rubles. That's only one store. Well, our company, we appraise the whole Russian market of food products in China, about 10 billion yuan. Sorry, 10 billion rubles, which is 1 million rubles. So today already there are shipments of Russian products to China. Great to hear. I would like to add that Sunrise has 60 million buyers, which is half of the population of Russia. These are those who are logged in, registered. These are those who I know telephone number, where they live, what they buy. It's a complete profile of a citizen. When lately Yandex leaked a base of purchases, all that information became public, and my daughter, who was in another country, and she shows me, Dad, you bought this, Mom, you bought that, my brother bought this and that. I know that. Well, okay, at least we buy some decent products, sneakers, books, but there are people who secretly buy from they want to buy secretly from their wife something. What if this is becoming public? Well, Mark has a very serious force in his hand. Well, I would like to say that in our store we sell mostly goods of mass market. Food, alcohol, by the way, dear colleagues, those of you who didn't know, in China it is allowed to trade alcohol online, strong alcohol, beer, and light alcohol. So we have mineral water, juice, mashed potatoes, cosmetics, consumer chemistry. Well, if someone Chinese official permanently buys alcohol and this information will be leaked, I'm sure he is going to have some problems. If he buys Russian alcohol on a regular basis, we will give him a medal. We will give him an award. So we agreed with Sunrise, and they have given us a dedicated account manager, Russian-speaking. So those of you who have a desire to place your products in China through Chinese marketplaces, so you can enjoy very easy communication. The account manager is Arkady. There is Telegram, there is WhatsApp. You can send your ideas. He will either say, this isn't interesting or this is interesting, and then you begin building business. You will make a decision of your own, whether it's worth going to the Chinese market, because there are some specifics associated with preferences of Chinese consumers, just like any people in any country. Well, we will go back to this question later. Colleagues, I would like to ask you, our distinguished speaker, Alexander, with such huge resources, a TV company, a web page which is visited by many people, in January you started a Telegram channel, 6,300 users, Chinese Panorama, yes, I follow it on a regular basis, 6,300 subscribers. Yes, that's Telegram. We also have Odnoklassniki, VK. Yes, you have 6,301 in Telegram, because I also subscribed yesterday. And after our Sabantu, you will have 7,000, I'm sure. My question is, are you in some way involved in promotion of Russian business in China? Yes. First of all, greetings, dear colleagues. Me, just like Mark, I'm happy to be here. It's my first time, and I would like to congratulate everyone with the start of investment Sabantui. Usually they call investment forum, investment conference, and here Sabantui, which means a festival. It's so great to visit Trans-Urals because communicating with people, I'm for marketplaces, for new communication. We use gadgets, but it's impossible to substitute human communication, live communication with any kind of gadgets and online tools. We need to look in the eye of each other when we agree about something. Well, I would like to talk about a strong force of media technologies. China is an example for the whole world. Back in 2006, the Communist Party of China made a decision to invest a lot of money into development of media. In 2018, our Chinese colleagues know, but in Russia we are a bit skeptical about media and about China in terms of ideological aspect. Starting from 2006, as I said, they have been investing a lot of money into media, and in 2018 they established a media corporation of China. So I'm answering the question you actually asked. And they decided, they merge CCTV, CGTN. They have 6 foreign languages they use for broadcasting. There is CGTN Russia, and there is also broadcast in China. For 1.5 years, we have been working hand in hand with media corporations. But before talking about Chinese panorama, I would like to say maybe it will sound quite trite, but there is a phrase that the road to business goes through knowledge. The pandemic, of course, hit very hard. The borders were closed, the communication mode changed, but we are actively working not only in Russian-China aspect, but also in transition from west to east. The people have an impression if they have a gadget, they can Google, they can go to any search engine, they will find what they're looking for. First of all, the knowledge which exists on the internet, they may not be authentic or true to life. Secondly, to find something in the global network, you should understand what you have found. Even if you succeed searching for something, you should go to a certain live person. When you approach a person, you should understand history, traditions, culture. You will never be able to do business with China until you understand and feel each other. So, I'm very happy the government of Bashkortostan sent FLUR to work to China, to build bridges, not electronic ones, but human, live ones. And today, as you can see, we are not in a fashionable, advanced online format, but we are here in offline mode, just to communicate, to raise glasses, to get to know each other. And I would like to tell you, as an expert, knowledge about China is lacking, and about Oriental culture. Same as in China about Russia. 6 years ago, on the 1st of June 2017, as part of St. Petersburg Forum, actually we didn't launch our business in Chinese platform. The main guest was Narendra Modi in St. Petersburg. We're actively working with all the 50 countries who are the participants. We are trying to drive Russia to face it eastwards. In 2015, Vladimir Putin, in his address to the upper and the lower chamber of the parliament, he said that we should arrange huge Eurasian partnership. It closely coincides with the ideology which was voiced by the Chinese administration, One Belt, One Way slogan, and forming a society of single fortune, single life of humanity. Some experts in China, they cannot say right away at which place, when did Xi Jinping voice that idea. But he said, he proclaimed a concept in Moscow, Moscow State Institute of Foreign Relations. He proposed a global initiative to form a new society. It coincides with our initiatives, and these global initiatives, they in fact should change the world. But we should have waited. We were to wait for not so positive global events to happen, and I don't mean COVID only. So we shouldn't have waited for all those calamities to break out. We should have acted earlier in a proactive manner. And the world is not divided, differentiated by economical, political, or territorial principle. It is differentiated by mentalities, by values. And since we have a lot of Chinese friends here, and I'm very grateful to Fleur and other officials and organizers for inviting people to communicate offline, being able to convey our vision of informational and ideological agenda between Russia and China. Our session today is dedicated to business with China mostly. And I would like to say our huge achievement is the fact that 1.5 years ago we established direct relations with Media Corporation of China. We have a lot of friends whom I have known since my work in Moscow, and we had a great celebration of Chinese New Year in the mayor's office together with the Media Corporation, with our colleagues from the cabinet of Confucius. And we see that in Moscow alone we have more than 16,000 people, children studying Chinese in high schools. More and more people understand that without the knowledge of Chinese, language is step number one towards the new culture, new knowledge. We see that this process, as one of the politicians used to say, it's ongoing. Well, facing eastwards, I can talk a lot about this, but we are pressed for time. We started a project called Chinese Panorama. As of now, those of you who works in media, you will understand me. We do 9 news editions a week, which means 75 minutes of edited material. We do it exclusively based on the materials which we upload to CCTV Plus and CGTN platforms. We have keys, we have accounts, we translate, we adapt the news, Chinese news, to be better understood, to be better comprehended by the Russian audience. And Chinese Media Corporation has celebrated our work many times because we do a huge work promoting Chinese news outside China. We have 75,000 viewers in Russia alone. We have a web page. You can go there and you can watch online broadcasting. And we also have news section, and our volume of information is the largest when it comes to information about China to Russia. Our news is also translated into Kazakh language as part of forming Eurasian Partnership. If you need some knowledge about China, you should use our services. We began social networks dedicated to Chinese Panorama. We're trying to promote interest among Russian people towards China. You can't even imagine how huge leap our Chinese colleagues have made in the past several decades. We communicated on New Year a movie, and we were requested to rebroadcasted. It's a movie which was made to commemorate the 20th assembly of convention of the Chinese Communist Party about the achievements. Maybe not many of you know that I was the one who started Zvezda Media Corporation, meaning a star. But what is important for us is to start relations with the people who share our values. And I'm trying to keep to the subject of my presentation. Let's ask a very simple question. Car industry. Russian car industry was destroyed all of a sudden. Many Western brands left. They made the market collapse. But Chinese car manufacturers came in to replace and to help restore the market. Well, lately, the people involved in car industry, they told me that localization of production of spare parts, we were assembling Western brands. And when they left, we were left out of pocket. When there is a red flag company which is sold in Russia, and they already are in place #1 in United Arab Emirates, which was occupied by other companies, as you understand. But unfortunately, there is still no complete trust in Chinese goods. Yes, I'm coming to an end of my presentation. We are ready to promote. We should use all the resources. We have keys to CCTV platform. We can place our materials on the Media Corporation of China, and the whole world sees it. You are kindly invited to cooperate. We will be very happy. In the morning, we've met with Andrei Nazarov, the Prime Minister, and we reaffirmed our intentions. And very soon, together with colleagues from Bashkortostan, we will establish a permanent line on our channel, which would be called Bashkortostan Asian Vector. We will develop. Thank you very much for making a web page. We will develop a media component to show how a region of Russian Federation, meaning Bashkortostan, faces eastwards. We want to be of a help. I'm sure together we will do a great project. We will have a very strong economic, political, and mental unity between the people of China and Russia who are sharing a brotherhood. Thank you so much, Alexander. You've mentioned the role of regions. Russian Federation, it's a federation, right? It's strong by its republics, regions. One of them is Bashkortostan. Also, PRC is strong by its provinces. It's very important. I would like to give the floor to a representative of one of the provinces. It is located near the famous city of Shanghai, on the bank of the Yellow Sea. On its territory, there were several times throughout its 7,000 years history, the Nanking, it used to be a capital, a historical capital of China, is located there. The Yangtze flows into the Yellow Sea, the legendary river, and this province, in terms of GDP, is in second place after Guangdong. Domestic product, in terms of domestic product, it's in second place after Guangdong. The number is 11.6 trillion yuan. And those trillions, if you multiply by rubles, multiply by 12, I might be wrong, but I have 139 trillion rubles. I'm not sure if this kind of numbers even exist. You are a very advanced province. As an ex-commissioner on the protection of the rights of entrepreneurs, I know that the number of private entrepreneurs, there are about, last year, there were about 10 million entrepreneurs. So I think Russia has less private entrepreneurs. So, this province is called Jiangsu, and we have a speaker representing the province. It's the head of the trade. Mr. Danenke is given the floor. Thank you so much. I'm very happy that you are aware of our province.
I think those who are here right now, they are listening to our dialogue attentively, and I think they are happy because they can learn about two provinces of China, provinces of China and the Republic of Bashkortostan. Thank you. Please turn on the video. I think we can watch it. It's better to watch rather than to say. Jiangsu is on the east coast of China. Jiangsu has the waters of Yellow Sea and the river Yangtze. The old gardens of Suzhou, Yangtze River, the Great Channel of China, the World Cultural Heritage. Jasmine is the name of the tea. It is, and also it is the name of the music. The Jiangsu province has a great history and culture, using the masterpiece of handicrafts, national handicrafts. Paper cutting, sewing, opera kunku. It is considered to be the beginning of opera. Jiangsu province has 13 cities. We have 85 million people living in our province. Zhengzhou city. Jiangsu province has a convenient transportation, good infrastructure, and great air, marine, and other transportation facilities. We have 167 universities. We have strong surveys and scientists. We have 800 independent scientists, science associations. We invite our dear colleagues from Russia to our province. Jiangsu is the point on One Belt, One Road. Currently in the provision we have trade and economic connections with 234 countries. The export and import is more than $800 million. We have 48 technical parks. Jiangsu province has been on the first place concerning the foreign funds. The amount of foreign funds last year amounted to $28 billion. The figures are boring, but it is very important, and it shows our great market. We have a great investment possibilities and opportunities. The government cares about our entrepreneurs, and we should respect and help and to encourage them to invite our territory, and we appreciate our entrepreneurs. That's a brief video. I ask you to turn on my presentation. I will talk briefly. As I have already told you, Jiangsu province welcomes you. 25 million of people is a great market. And one more thing is that the province is highly developed, and it is on the first place on GDP. We speak about the import and export. The entrepreneurs of the province implement their investment projects abroad. For example, we have 7 technical parks that were implemented abroad. I have already mentioned the greatest resource of our province. We have 168 universities with more than 2 million students. I'm sure you will get a great education there. And we think that the most important thing for a person is food, and our cuisine is one of the greatest cuisines of China, and we have fresh vegetables, fish. It is affordable and delicious. Speaking of the key industrial fields, these are production,
We manufacture 50% of the total amount of ships, which makes about 20% of the global figure. And many of you wear sunglasses and regular glasses. 60% of the global production of sunglasses and magnifying glasses are manufactured in Jiangsu. You may find any kind of accessories, chemical products. They're manufactured in Jiangsu, etc. Regarding some big projects I would like to mention between Russia and China, this is Tanvan Atomic Power Station, Jiangsu. This project is located in Liangan, Jiangsu province. Here you can see one of the investment projects of Jiangsu in the city of Kalug. In 2019, I was personally responsible for this project. We invested $40 million and provided 150 workplaces for the local citizens. These are some of our brands: Higer bus, passenger bus. Yes, I know this saying very well. There is paradise in the sky, and there is Jiangsu on the earth. We have some friends from Jiangsu in the audience and from Moscow also. On the one hand, they are exporters, on the other hand, they are importers. So, should you have any questions, please come up to me or my colleagues. We will be eager to answer them. Thank you so much. This was very interesting. Thank you, Mr. Zhan. 168 universities. There is also a Buddha statue, the biggest in the world, 88 meters tall. I would like to add, if I may, actually, we analyzed the potential of this province, and we did that very carefully, and we understood that the demands that we have in our republic in terms of export and import, they could be satisfied as part of this province. And right now, we are working on the idea of a business mission there from the point of view of logistics. It's very comfortable, and we can unite the interests of the private entrepreneurs of both countries and regions, and we can arrange a business mission. We've met before, and it was quite productive, and our communication, and when we meet between provinces, they are more productive rather than meeting at federal level. We are very happy to have you, and we hope that soon we will visit you. And we will tell you about Bashkortostan with a similar presentation. Yes, of course, you are kindly invited, and some of the Russian regions, they are also willing to open permanent pavilion, exhibition hall in our province, and I would like to invite you to have a permanent exhibition hall in our province. You're a representative of Jiangsu in Russia. I'm a representative of Bashkortostan in China. Let's cooperate. We have a very good saying. I quickly redid it. In the skies there is paradise, and on the earth there is Bashkortostan. Does it sound well? Yes. We will write that down. We will use it. Also, I would like to ask Mark a couple of definite questions. We in Bashkortostan like distinctive questions and direct answers. Let's say I have a product. How could I get through you on an online shelf in China? What are my steps? Please give me a roadmap. Well, let's start with the following. We have quite a limited niche. We are involved in food products. If your product belongs to food, we check, put one check this item. Then what we do, we help you to register in all the portals of the Chief Customs Administration of China. There are several portals there where we should register you. We received a unique code of a foreign manufacturer, which will be available on a package further on. Then, of course, before doing all this, I would like to look at your catalog with details, with photos, price list, price schedule. The price should be ex-works or TFOP, so that we could calculate logistics, we could assess it, so that we could include import and customs fee, Chinese VAT. If you need to pay consumer tax, also we will calculate it. So, having analyzed all this situation, if we understand that this product could be interesting, then what we do, we begin step by step to prepare manufacturer. We should register trademark. We should register all the possible licenses and permits. If you remember, I told you when you visited our office in Xi'an, export of honey is a painful subject because Chinese customs, they look very carefully, very strictly. They have very high demands to quality, not only plant and sanitary control. You should send samples beforehand, which you are planning to export to China, to the state lab for chemical analysis and so on and so forth. For every product, we have an individual approach. So what the manufacturer should do in the meantime? Well, me as a partner, as a business partner, I would request my counterpart, my potential counterpart, a certain amount of goods to sell, maybe 1 pallet or 2 pallets as a test batch, as a test lot. If we're talking about a manufacturer, not just an agent, maybe you could sacrifice a couple of containers or pallets for marketing. We, as a who market, we will try to market it as a test lot, as a test batch. We will beforehand give you some advice what to do, what are the requirements to stickers, to there might be some kind of taste specifics, packaging design. We have experience and we will be eager to share. My next questions: how much will it cost me for a businessman? Well, we have already said, the colleague from the support center, his services are free of charge. Our services are also free of charge. But I need to mention, there is one thing. Yes, usually it's written in very small type in registering a trademark. There is a fee. We usually mirror it to the client. If I need to register a trademark in 10 categories, it costed me 5,000 yuan. I will actually, we will not earn from that, because yes, you will have to bear these expenses, but if your business is successful, you will reimburse that quite quickly. Mark, I have an idea. What you do, your business is food products. Well, in our region, the manufacturers, they don't have large scale. Maybe they're not aware, they're not informed. Could we arrange something like an online seminar where we could gather all those people who might be interested, and you will educate people who have absolutely no knowledge, but they are willing to know? Yes, we did that before. We did that many times. Our experts who are working with other manufacturers, who started working in Chinese market from scratch, those experts, they know everything. Current regulations, customs regulations, and, you know, most important is details. Once you begin working, opening a web page of some governmental portal, but the portal is in Chinese, and Google Translate won't help you. If you have filled in something wrong, and it takes a month to introduce corrections, we had a situation of that kind many times. The products might be ready for shipment in a container. Our legal service does all the checkups. If everything is ready, the manufacturer prepared a whole list of documents, the certificate of origin, invoice, so on and so forth. And this is when we understand that the registration number of a product is wrong, of a customs, because the GTU number doesn't match with the company. When you translate that into English, there is a mismatch. Not in Cyrillic, but in English. And we understand that Houston, we have a problem when we go to the Chinese customs and to declare. In the contract, we have one name of a manufacturer invoice similar, and the name of the GTU is wrong. What shall we do? Corrections mean you need to call the hotline of the Chinese customs service, explain. So it's better to do in the right way from the very beginning, and you are sure to avoid any kind of a headache. Yes, I completely agree with you here. It's a general principle of life. Do everything right from the first time. Yes, we have questions from the floor. Mark, is there any formula when you can calculate weight, volume, capacity? Well, apologies, I don't. Do you have a calculation formula? For example, volume, weight, and cost? Is there any number? I understand that it's not an advantage to take water, for example, 20 liters of water in a plastic bag is not advantageous. Or maybe some herbs. Should we condense them into some pills, or should we ship it the way it is, just dry it? I think I understand, but I'm not sure. Let me answer, and you will tell me whether I understood your question right or not. If we're talking about delivery, shipment within China, usually companies which SF Express, ZTO Express, these are Chinese giant delivery companies. They have a fixed price for a cargo not more than 3 kilograms. If you manufacture mineral water and you want to sell a pack of 20 bottles in glass bottles, for you, except for, I think it's not 3 kilos, it's much higher. I don't know, it will be 15, 16 kilos. We are partners of Yessentuki mineral water. We have exclusive rights to market. 20 bottles of Yessentuki is 20 kilos in glass bottles. There is very high net cost and that actually makes your margin very low. A lot you have to spend for transportation within China. Regarding Yessentuki mineral water, it's recognizable in China. People are ready to pay for it. And another example, I hope I will not open someone's secret. Mineral water, which is shipped from Russia to China, it's the most expensive in the Chinese market. Fuji and Avian, San Pellegrino, Perrier, they are cheaper from the point of view of net cost. That's associated with the fact that Perrier and Aquabana and San Pellegrino, they are shipped in sea vessels. Russian mineral water is shipped in containers, so the volume is much less. That's why the price is higher. Regarding the formula, as I have already said, first, you need to think about a retail package. If you send tea in 5 kilograms, you will not find clients. If you sell your products, your goods, in retail package, in a high-quality package, for example, I have colleagues, they sell honey. A package is a wooden pot with a bear. It's pretty looking. At the customs, there is one problem. They may request a plant certificate for the wood package. And if you don't have it, it will be sent for recycling because it's wood. There are some specifics. You may think that it looks pretty, it looks great, but it doesn't mean that it will fly in China. It will be popular among Chinese people. If you have some idea send it to us. We will review it, we will investigate, and we will very quickly tell you if you need to redo something, you should need to amend, and so on and so forth. Some more questions, please.
Please give the mic, dear volunteers.
Марк, приветствую. Ренат Хилажев.
Hello, Mark. I'm Renat Hilazhev, CEO of the trade company. I would like to ask you why the demand is on the food products to China is so huge. And the second is we produce sublimated foods, and we would like to export, and we are, what is the due date? 24 months, but but it says that 25 years. And are they high calorie? Yes, they are. It is necessary for military service or some trips. Do you supply these products to the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation? No, we don't, because it's too hard. And we started it for tourism so that we would be free to supply our products to tourists.
Ну, смотрите, давайте начнем с первого.
Okay, let's start from the first question. Why Russian products, key products, are popular in China?
Несколько причин, да.
There are several reasons.
Первое.
The first one,
Китайские покупатели
Chinese consumers believe, and it's true, and they do believe, that Russian products are ecologically unnatural, and in China there is a saying
понимаете, то есть когда еда натуральная.
that means that they appreciate natural products, and my colleagues would agree that that they believe that Russian products are healthy. And the second, warm and nice relations with Russia.
Есть такой производитель.
I have one example, and I will tell you. So there is a wine producer in Australia. They get 70% of their profit from Chinese market. They used to. When they had the previous minister, their relations with China went quite bad, and now they don't want to buy products from this country because of bad relations. And the third, Russian foodstuffs, in comparison with others, are quite cheap.
Точно не дешевле китайского, да, но
It's definitely not cheaper than the Chinese ones, but Russian products are quite affordable, and these factors
что российские товары пользуются спросом на территории.
are the reason why Russian products are popular in China. Speaking of your product, I would like to take a look at it, and I would give you one idea. Our company
Серьезная тематика.
studied expert of these military food packages, those that you can buy. Why? Because people are not interested in these products. People are not interested in this. That's why we started this question, and I don't remember why didn't we decided to import it. Why did I ask you about military defense supplies? Because if you do, you have state contract, you have
Соответственно, упаковать ваш продукт.
letters and of appreciation, and we can just give it to Chinese consumers, and we could present it better. I understand your question. Those packages were for Russian services. Why? Because those people, they have a lot of weight on them, and the food are heavy, and we had to improve and make it
разных таких родов войск.
easier to give with you and to take with you. And we've been developing this technology more than a year because we wanted to make it better, and we wanted to make it ready to use, and that so that you could prepare it in 3 minutes, and that you have 5 minutes to eat it. We have letters of gratitude from Russian authorities. Okay, dear colleagues, we will discuss it later. Thank you very much. It is very interesting. Any more questions, dear colleagues? Yes, please. Please briefly and represent yourself. Present yourself, please. Can you hear me? Hello? The mic doesn't work. We cannot hear you. Can you hear me now? Yes, we can. Hello. My name is Ergin Zahil. I represent Parga Constructions, Moscow company. We produce metal structures, and we work on state orders, and I wanted to speak about our Chinese partners. In 2020, we faced lack of diesel generators for our plants, and then we contacted our Chinese colleagues. Previously, we worked with European colleagues, and the Chinese colleagues afforded us those generators, and they work perfectly. And since then, we've been cooperating, and we can help you if you have the desire to buy, import Chinese products, medicine, equipment, and we can help you to import them. And we can help you with maintenance too. Dear colleagues, the time is running out. I suggest to express our appreciation of the speakers. There are many interesting things we've learned today. If you want to, you can contact them later. Thank you very much for our great cooperation, dear colleagues. Dear colleagues, so that it would be easier for you to sign, we have souvenirs. We have souvenirs.